Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. As you guys know, I love to keep you updated when I decide to class change, and I usually give you the reason as to why I'm doing that change. Well, today I'm going from the Wizard, a class that I actually have fallen in love with over the last few months, and switching back to the Crusader class, and I'm doing this for a particular reason. Many of you are going to ask, why Crusader? Well, here is the main reason and purpose for me going to Crusader. As we know, Crusader is one of the largest damage dealing classes inside of Diablo Immortal, but not only that, it's also a massive support role. Now think about it, I just came over to the Treasure Goblin server and I'm playing alongside of Gwyn and Ezereth and a bunch of the family over here. I'm a lower resonance than some of the whales over here, but I want to still be able to contribute to all of the activities that they're doing. So to do this, we figured that the Crusader would probably be the best because of, one, the enhanced damage that I'll be able to do, and two, the support I can give to those high reso players, specifically when we're doing something like G9 Heliquary or pushing the limits of the game. A few things that I'll be able to do are bubble up to protect all of the team, or I can even use my banner for damage so that the team can drop more damage. Now, as you just saw right here, when I came back to the Crusader, it's been quite a few months. My gems were a mess. I actually, off recording, spent about an hour getting my gems right, getting my build right, and making sure that everything was back the way it should. As you can see, many of the gems are dormant as of right now because of how the process worked for me to get that extra gem power. I put a video out on that a couple of months ago. Maybe I'll try and link it down below. It's actually a good one on how you can get free gem power. Actually, you know what? I will link that one below. So a little sneak peek into some of the things that we're going to be doing over here now that I'm over here in the new cluster with the new server with these new players. We're going to be running a lot of tournaments, and this is an example of one that was run last night by Gwyn and Ezereth. I was a spectator and able to watch and do any commentary that I wanted throughout the event. A little sneak peek being, I want to start running monthly tournaments here on the server for people to participate in. These tournaments can have all different requirements to even the battlefield, so we're not having minnows going against whales. This is something that's intended to be fun, to really take advantage of this new war game system that's been dropped inside of the game. We're going to be able to both compete in, and I'll be able to highlight a bunch of you guys as players, even if you're extremely low resonance. Maybe one of the battles or one of the tournaments could be a resonance cap, maybe a 1500 resonance cap. We can really do anything that we want for any players that we want to make the tournament that we want. That's enough about this. Just a little preview as to, one, why I went to Seder, so I could start pushing different boundaries of the game that I haven't been able to push before, and two, about these awesome tournaments that are going to be running. Don't worry, I'll keep you way up to date on anything related to the tournaments. Basically, in all the videos that I do on a regular basis, I'll be updating you so that you guys don't miss out on potentially getting involved yourself. Oh, and there'll be prizes. Oh, and switching seems to a little bit off topic. Sorry, this was a Warcraft Rumble scene we have. I was in Survivor's Bane yesterday, absolutely loving this build I put together where I didn't even need to move to be victorious. We're going right here against the Butcher. We pulled in the victory with tons of spawns, skeletal mages, skeletons. It was easy and fun. But now let's get into the live version of the game. I'll share with you really quickly the build that I put together. Essentially, I built one build. As you can see, my resonance is back to normal, actually a tiny bit higher than it was before the change. I just moved my gems around a little bit. But I put a build together that's really focusing on PvE for now. I went with a 4-piece Agmits, we went with a Feasting Baron 2-piece, and a Vathu 2-piece. And for all the equipment, there's the summary. In short, I'm able to run around the world and kill things really quickly. Now, in doing this class change, I was able to push some limits that I was not able to push as the Wizard. One of those was the challenge rifts. I got myself up to 630. I haven't tried beyond that. I'll probably try 635 at some point today. And it was honestly fairly easy, just able to run through things and melt them as I go. Again, that's something that I couldn't do as the Wizard just because of the squishiness of the class. And since doing that, I've been able to get the items to get my green items higher up in level. I got 4 pieces right now that are at level 24. I got 2 sitting at 23 and 2 sitting at 22. I essentially went for anything that had fortitude on it, made sure that I got those up first, and we'll work on the rest as we go. So not only did we get greens up and progress further, but also in doing that, our combat rating got itself up to 53,489, which is an all-time high for my combat rating. And if you recall, when we started out the week, I was talking about how I was below the server paragon level. First of all, that was because that is what's needed. That's one of the requirements to transfer servers. I very quickly got myself up above and beyond the server paragon level, essentially diving into the game and really taking advantage of everything. And in doing that, I didn't even utilize any of my, oh, we got some forgotten things right here. I didn't utilize any of my experience that was in my bag, and I still haven't used any of the battle points that we have over here. So I'm going to get a nice big boost towards the end of the season, which is 14 days away from now, as soon as I collect all these things. Now, I want to point out something that also or often goes under the radar, something that we very easily forget about. Now that we have these familiar expeditions, I would say almost all people have the sanctum run by those pets themselves. A lot of people are no longer running it themselves, even though you're getting more value from running it yourself and collecting all the chests in the first room and then leaving. A lot of people, including myself, don't do that. We just let the pets go and do it. In doing this, you're probably sitting on a ton of aspirant keys. As you can see, I myself am sitting on 1,340, and I did do a complete run unlocking all of the chests yesterday. So a reminder to you, check your aspirant keys, make sure that you are progressing that, because you want to get as much power as you can from your Horadrim. And this is what you basically get to upgrade when you're doing your aspirant key runs. Make sure you don't forget about it. See how many keys you have and start putting them into the runs and start upgrading your jewels. And boys, it's time that we get ourselves involved in the Bout of Realms. I did tell you that I was going to be participating at some point this time around. By the way, if you ever see someone running around the open world with that banner above their head that's really white and bright, it's because they are an exclusive title for the Bout of Realms champion, valid for 90 days. So you're looking at some really strong players that definitely put in some work. Some of those players I actually saw running around over here in the Treasure Goblin server. So remember, we have until the 9th of November to register with your team or create a team or join a team so you can get involved in the Bout of Realms. And again, whether you're a whale or whether you're a free-to-play player, I think that everyone should participate in this. This is the focus of Diablo Immortal going forward. I think that esports and I think that competitive play with even matchmaking through these tournaments that we can now put together are going to be the future of this game, which is the entire reason I made some of my recent decisions. So get yourself involved in the Bout of Realms. I'll take you through the process as I do it myself as well, which is just not today. Now, I have 4 comments that I want to address that were from my previous video. The first from Sarah saying, I saw a string of druids with their wolf pets in the common area near the market on the Lysander server. So we've got our own bots as well. You can also see them spam world chat with their emojis. So it looks like bots are not just in your server, but they're everywhere. I think we all know. And next, Tom here has a request that was from over on Reddit that he wants shared with the developers. So I figured, why not just put it into the video as a comment section? He's saying that it's regarding the mini-map, and he wants to add an option to unlock and lock the minimap on PvP. I really often click on it in the middle of a fight and the next have to close the whole thing. And basically he's saying that it becomes overwhelming having to click on the map and then click out of the map during PvP. It seems that he wants some type of an overlay and some type of a map navigation system like Diablo 3. Like he's giving an example, when we're in the cemetery location map, and we want to teleport to the Dark Wood, of course, the first need open map and then click on the button. He's asking for something a little more simple. I personally don't have any problems with the map, but maybe some other players do. Just putting it on the radar. M. Kanand is here talking about drop rates, and I'll give you my own personal opinion on drop rates as well, saying thanks for the great video, but damn, the drop rates for sets are really bad. I'm struggling. There's only vitality drops. Now, as I mentioned, I did basically re-outfit my Crusader with all new green items. I did everything all in green. Now, everything here has fortitude. Obviously, some of these pieces need to be reworked. I need to replace, get better, but I was able to get fortitude of all the sets that I wanted. Now, that did not all come from me doing just open world farming or dungeons. Actually, it doesn't come in open world farming, but in dungeons. I actually get a ton of drops lately in dungeons. As you can see, Blessed Hunter is still going on right now and is planning to go on until mid-December, so at least we're getting nice quality increases, converting sets, attribute increase. Honestly, I just want to get as many green drops as I can, so then if I don't get the ones that I need, I can just craft them. Now, another way that I was really able to take advantage and get a ton of greens and actually a ton of legendary items as well, I switched over the Crusader and I was missing, like 4 legendaries from each armor slot. So I actually had 150 of the Moonlight Flora and I ran these yesterday. Not only did I get myself a ton of green items that I was able to use to basically break down, actually 1 or 2 of them I was able to use and then put into my new build after crafting, I was able to drop a bunch of legendary items as well. So don't forget about the Rite of Cleansing. This is actually a really good time to do it as we've just gotten to the next Inferno difficulty. So this can help you with some of the drops. Again, save your Flora. I typically save it until the next Inferno difficulty and then I use it so I can use any green items or at least get the materials needed to craft green items that are going to be more useful for me for longer. Rather than running my Flora a week before the next server level, and then I'm basically just wasting my Flora. And Willie comes through with the final comment I want to address here today. He says, "Hi, I play on the Treasure Goblin server as well. Happy you're here. I play Druid and there's an issue with the werewolf transformation in open world where when you transform, you can't move." All right, so you transform to the wolf and you can't move in the open world. I haven't seen this myself. I'd love to see a video of this. You can use skills to dash to move, but not as normal. It would be nice if you could mention it and ask if it's a bug or if they could fix it, please. And this is a great format for me to kind of address these types of things. I don't want this section of my videos to become a let's complain about things, but when there are issues like Willie's talking about right here, I have no problem sharing them. And it always comes better if you share a little video clip of it as well on Discord so I can show it in action so developers and other players can see it as well. Thanks, Willie. So 4 or 5 months ago, we did the class auction and you all made me play the Wizard, a class that I was not a fan of. And over that time, I really fell in love with it. I actually even switched back to the Barbarian at one point in time and was like, man, this just doesn't feel great. And I, the next day, went back to the Wizard again. And I was worried that the same thing would happen when I came to Crusader, but I did come to Satyr. I put together an old build that I had in my stash, and I just modified it a bit, fixed my gems, and did all of those things. And I have to say, it has been a good day, or it was last night a good evening as the Crusader, and I'm looking forward to playing through the class today as well. It's also one of the best looking classes because you have this ginormous shield that has some great artwork on it always. But I'm happy for what the future is on this channel and inside of Diablo Immortal. I'm pretty sure that you guys can see the excitement and the desire to do new things. I'm excited about it. I hope you guys are too. Let me know what you think of the Crusader. Let me know what you just class changed from, and I'll see you back here tomorrow in another video.